let's make lemonade. Okay. Let's go to work.
That's the signal. Go. 6. It's beautiful. Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
Start your day with a jolt of energy and no-holds-barred opinions. This is The Rush, where Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bring you bold, unfiltered, and uncensored takes on sports, life, and everything in between. Buckle up and let's go.
Thursday, everybody. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. Good to have you along as we get ready to celebrate the 4th of July weekend. Many of you kicking it off today. Some of you going to work. We're just here to entertain you for the next 2 hours. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, on the Android app or the TuneIn app, thank you for dialing us in. YouTubers out there already participating in the chat. Make sure to subscribe to this channel. Give this video a like, and of course, start leaving your comments in the comments section. You can also follow us on our social media channels, X, Facebook, and Instagram. Good morning there, Ross Peterson. What's going on, buddy? Your mic is muted.
Oh, I thought I hit my button. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you now. You
now I hit
beautiful.
the button?
Yeah,
now I hit the
beautiful.
button.
You sound beautiful.
How you doing? You're in a you look like you're in another hotel lobby.
I'm in a hotel lobby, and I thought for sure this morning I'd be waking everybody up or bothering everybody's breakfast. The good news is I'm the only person, except for my good buddy Sean over here, who helped me get set up this morning. And Sean's a good dude. Sean's working the front desk at the hotel I'm at. I got him downloaded with the Rush Radio app so he can listen to us all the time. I think they're over there watching on YouTube right now. So
sorry.
Yeah. No, I know. It's like
sorry for all
this, right? So I am in Bentonville, Arkansas. I went a completely different way than I thought I was going to go. Because yesterday...
Yeah, wait, that was not even on the map yesterday.
Wasn't even on the map. We were actually going to go to Kansas City over to St. Louis because I thought, that'd be just a better shot. But then we're like, okay, let's go to Springfield. And then my wife goes, hey, Google's taking us a different place. Let's go to Little Rock. I said, well, I'm not driving all the way to Little Rock in a night. So I said, let's stop in Bentonville. We'll go to Little Rock, and then we'll just take the interstate over to Memphis and then down to Water Valley. So I'm in Bentonville, Arkansas, home of Walmart, home of Tyson Chicken.
Seriously? Home of Walmart? Bentonville is the home of Walmart?
Oh, yeah.
That's where Sam Walton is from.
This is Walmart. Walmart.
Right now, like corporate headquarters, or that's where Sam Walton's from?
Well, I believe Sam Walton is from here, but this is corporate headquarters.
Wow.
And this town, and I've been coming through Bentonville for maybe the last 10, 11 years, ever since Abigail went to New Orleans. We used to come this week.
I had to pull it up. It is, if you drew a line from Omaha to New Orleans, it's right on that line.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So that makes sense.
This was the way we'd come down, and so we go, okay, we're going a completely different way to Memphis today that I've never gone before. So we'll go to Little Rock, and then we'll go over on the interstate to Memphis, and then down to Water Valley, Mississippi. That's the goal. That's the goal.
Okay.
So I'm at the Best Western Plus.
Okay.
So if you ever come to Bentonville, the Best Western Plus. They got a beautiful breakfast back here. I mean, it's your typical hotel breakfast, right? But it's beautiful. And there's something about the biscuits and gravy in the South that it's just different. It's just different.
Technically, you're in the South.
I am technically in the South.
You get south of Missouri, you're in the South.
I think you hit like Springfield, Joplin area. They'll tell you they're in the South.
We make those jokes about that southern tier of counties in Iowa.
Yeah.
The joke is you could take that southern tier of counties in Iowa, put them in Missouri, and both states would get smarter.
Yeah.
Does every state have a thing like that? In Missouri, do they joke about how the southern part of Missouri? But I looked up Bentonville. That's a beautiful little city. I shouldn't say little.
Well, there's a lot of money here. There is a lot of money here. You've got Walmart money. You've got Tyson headquarters. So if you like your chicken, I think JB Hunt is out of here, and I'm going to ask Sean during the break if they feel that way. If like Northern Arkansas, like right here where there's a lot of money, it's a clean town, views themselves a little bit better than Southern Arkansas, and I'm willing to bet the answer
is yes.
Is yes, because if you just go, I think about 15 miles to the south, I'm in Fayetteville, where the University of Arkansas is. So what usually happens where you have those universities, those institutions of higher learning, you consider yourself a little bit better than everybody that's below you. And that's okay. It's perfectly okay.
It is human nature to think you're better than other people.
Yes.
Everybody does it. Everybody does it. Hawkeye fans do it to Cyclone fans. Cyclone fans do it to Hawkeye fans. We all do it to Panther fans.
Now, the only difference with today's show is I'm standing up doing the show. Because if I were to sit down, I would be non-existent. I would disappear from the camera, and the microphone would absolutely just overwhelm me. I didn't want to look like I was doing something.
Sean has already joined the YouTube chat over here. He says the Walmart Museum is here. Cool experience. Is that? I saw something when I was looking up Bentonville here real quick.
I thought it was Sean. It's John. It's John.
No, it says Sean. Sean.
Oh, okay, look. Sean.
Reprogel.
Okay.
Reprogel. He. So yeah, Sean. You might notice in the chat some weird things happen. Like Rev was already talking about how he microdosed last night. So just
buckle up and get ready for the ride. And speaking of the ride,
the Walmart Museum does look really cool, Trav. It's like the original town square storefront called Walton's, not Walmart.
Yeah.
Walton's 5 to 10.
So, I have no time to do that today because we drove 6 hours last night. I got another 6-hour drive ahead of me. So it's not like, and that's just to get to Mississippi. Then I got another 5-hour drive tomorrow to get to New Orleans.
I'm proud of you. Listen, I'm proud of you. I really am. And because you yesterday were like, maybe I'll make it to Springfield. Maybe. And you were worried about pulling the trailer. So this means you felt good, you did well, you made good distance.
I only screwed up once with the trailer last night. We got over into Arkansas, and I needed to get over to a different lane to hit I-44 south or something like that, and I didn't see the car that was coming up barreling at 90 miles an hour. All of a sudden I see lights flashing at me because I just couldn't see it with the trailer behind me. I felt bad, but then I didn't feel bad, if that makes sense.
I mean, I felt bad this morning when I asked you if you watched my video that I sent you yesterday, and you're like, well, I got in trouble for watching it because I was driving and pulling a trailer, and Anjanette didn't appreciate it, so I haven't seen your video yet.
With our 18-year-old daughter in the back, she goes, you have passengers. Can you not pick up your phone? I said, but Ross sent me a text message. And Ross, honey, I love you, but Ross is almost on the same plane as you. He's my work husband.
Oh, I'm close, Andrew.
Yes.
I'm close.
Yes. Okay, I think I pulled off a driving first yesterday, and I need to know if this is an accomplishment or if it's not an accomplishment. So we left Omaha at 10 p.m. yesterday, or at 4 p.m. yesterday. We get to Bentonville at 10 p.m. last night. 6 hours in the car. 2 women and me. Ross.
Tell me you didn't take a bathroom stop the whole time.
We did not stop, and nobody had to take a pee. We drove straight through without taking a leak, without doing anything. We did not stop. I got here I still had gas in the tank.
That's how you got to Bentonville, Arkansas, is it?
I said, we don't have to get gas yet. Don't have to get gas yet. Don't have to get gas yet. So let's keep going. Greta, you got to pee? No, I don't got to pee. Anjanette, you got to pee? No, don't get. Then we're going to keep going. It was a
hell yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a cannonball run.
I agree with you. I know some people who can't do that. I know some people who can't be in a car for more than 6 hours and they got to call it a day. I can do 14, 15 hours in a car, no problem. That doesn't bother. Now, obviously you got to stop in there, but to get to do it in one shot, no stops. I was like, yeah, here we go.
Impressive, man.
Here we go. But then I wake up this morning. So I'm, I get up and I hit a panic button. I almost had to call Ross this morning and go, yeah, I'm not going to be available. And because what happens was I brought my bags in last night, and I had my switcher, my mixer, my microphone, everything. I couldn't find my backpack that had the laptop because I'm running off a laptop right now. And I'm like, oh, my God. We were in such a hurry to get out, I forgot the most important thing that I needed to do a show, and that was the laptop. And I'm panicking. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm waking up Greta. I'm waking up Anjanette. They're like, what are you doing? And we're trying to sleep. I said, I got a show to do, okay? I got a show to do. This is the whole reason I brought all this stuff. So I grab the keys to the car. I go out into the expedition, start digging. It was buried. I did bring it. It was buried, but I was this close to calling and go, hey, I forgot my laptop. Can't do a show.
So, luckily they got a business center there at the old Best Western. Where are you at, a Best Western Plus?
I'm at a Best Western Plus.
Yeah, they got a business center.
It's a desk with 2 computers over there.
Yeah, it's probably got a little laptop camera on it. You'd have been just fine.
There's
you know what?
no
Good
camera.
news. Good news is you could use your phone. I'll just send the link to your phone. You just do it from your phone.
I actually thought about doing that. So I'd have been just sitting in a car doing it from the phone. The audio would not have been as good because I don't know how to plug this big old Shure microphone into the phone. But we would have made do.
As I am packing and getting things prepared to not only take one person to Canada but 2, because it's me and Eli this year. I've had several daymares. You know what I mean? Like I'm not asleep, but you have like a nightmare of, oh God, don't forget. And I thought about the Starlink the other day. I was like, God, could you imagine if I get up there and I'm unpacking my stuff and I'm like, where's the Starlink? Oh,
it's on the ironing. It's at in your house right now?
It's on the ironing board with all the ironing board right now is a staging area. So don't ask. That's why I've been wearing t-shirts last couple of days. Ironing board is a staging area for the launch.
I want you to go to Canada and look like Andy Fales. You know,
okay. Me too.
Yeah, I dreamt that I looked like Andy Fales last night, and this is a compliment.
Exactly right.
This is a compliment towards Andy. I hope people don't take this as a rip. The dude looks like he's straight out of an LL Bean catalog when he goes fishing. I mean, his fishing gear cost probably more than the seersucker suit that I got to wear to a wedding last week. I mean, the dude literally looks like an LL Bean model when he goes fishing.
You keep adding that when he goes fishing thing. Andy looks like an LL Bean model
all the time.
And yeah, he just has that look about him. I mean, lucky son of a bitch. That's why those TV guys, man. Those TV guys have got it.
You know, I was a TV guy for 20 some years, and I never had it.
Yeah, you're girls like you, Travis. You are. Yeah, they do. They do. Girls like you. And I think that you're a better looking guy than you want to give yourself credit for, but I think you've also got that lovable thing about you. I mean, at least you did when you were a big guy. Maybe you should pack the pounds on again, see if people like you again.
Well, that was my only weakness. You know, I stopped eating candy, and on the way down, Greta brought this like licorice that she got at Costco, and I'm like, give me a piece, give me another piece, give me another piece, give me another piece. I'm like, oh, this is going to be a 4-pound trip because we're going to a place called Taylor Grocery tonight. And, Ross, you would love this place. And if you Googled it, you'll see it's a little hole in the wall in Taylor, Mississippi. Okay. It's a famous restaurant in Taylor, Mississippi.
It's called what grocery?
Taylor Grocery.
Taylor Grocery.
Taylor Grocery. They have 2 things on the menu. 2 things. Fried catfish and fried shrimp. That's it. And it is it's a hole in the wall. But
do you do the catfish? Do you do the catfish or the shrimp?
Yeah, no, I'm doing the catfish.
He said yes.
Yes. Doing
the
catfish,
man.
Okay. Not good. Yeah, the catfish is amazing. You would love it. You would. I promise you. You would love it.
I think I would do the catfish at a place like that.
Because I think it's all local.
I bet it's farm raised.
I don't know. They're different in Mississippi. They're different. They like to catch that stuff. But with the amount of volume they do, you
That's
probably
what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Anyway,
probably have to. So,
well,
yeah,
good. Glad your trip is off to a good start. I was worried when it was like, because I saw you sent me the rundown this morning and it said something, because every trip you have has.
I mean, I think the big
You
surprise is I had
always
two
have
women in
something.
my car and they didn't pee the whole time.
That's very good. And not just on the women. Like, let's not make this a thing about how the women. Dude, listen, I'm getting to that age. I'm getting older, and every now and again, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, because your prostate starts to change. You're like, oh my
Yeah.
God, you're like, I got to pee, and then once you open the floodgates, you got to pee all the time. Here, I'm like, and I had probably 16, 20 ounces of water on the way down, so it was one of those things where it's not that I didn't drink anything. Maybe it's just your position. You're sitting. It's cutting off the stream. It's put a little kink in the hose.
It's a tiny vibration.
Yeah, it's put a little vibration. The worry of
kink in
the
the hose, he says.
yeah. You're like sitting down. It's like just put that kink in the hose to where it doesn't give you that sensation of where you got to pee. I like it. I did get here last night. I got into bed, turned on the television, and watched the sports in Tulsa because I'm pretty close to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Believe it or not. And it made me think, are we looking at college sports and the changing landscape of college sports all wrong? Because the lead story on the sports report in a Tulsa TV station last night was Tulsa is getting ready to add golf. They discontinued the program in 2016. They're going to bring it back next year. Now, golf isn't a major sport, but in Oklahoma, it's a little different than it would be in Iowa, right? I mean, Oklahoma State has a good golf program. And then, Ross, there is a plan to add men's and women's wrestling the year after that. And then Troy Dannon, the athletic director at Nebraska, who used to be the athletic director at Northern Iowa, was on an interview the other day that said, hey, within the next 10 years, Nebraska plans to add another women's sport, which, if you are looking at the tea leaves, would most likely be women's wrestling, based on the population of women's wrestling. Of course, Iowa has women's wrestling. A lot of programs have added it because of the popularity of it. It's growing at the high school level. It's growing at the youth level. You know, and I think we thought, hey, with this changing landscape of college sports, people are going to be cutting sports because let's throw all the money into football and basketball and the revenue sports. Are we looking at this all wrong when a school like Tulsa is adding golf, looks at adding men's and women's wrestling, Nebraska says it's going to add another women's sport? Is it just showing us, hey, there's more money out there than what we – and going back to, oh, woe is me, how are we going to pay for all this? Oh, there's opportunity to even grow here? Are we looking at it wrong? And that's just what popped into my mind, and I wanted to ask you that question, if we're looking at this all wrong.
I mean, Travis, there's a little bit of that. A little bit of this is a point I've been trying to make for a long time, and I honestly thought I was starting to lose my mind, and I thought that I was losing the argument. Thought that I was losing some traction on it, is maybe the way to say it. I've always yelled about Grandview. I've always said, hey, we're being lied to. This whole thing about, and first of all, we're not being lied to. I say that a lot. We've been fooled is the right way to say it. The system was, because Jamie Pollard has a way of saying stuff that sinks in my brain, man. And that thing that he said of, we got to go back. It's set up wrong. The system was, the rocket was set in the wrong direction, and we lit it on fire 20 years ago, 40 years ago. And now we're racing to the place that we all knew it was going to go to, and nobody can stop it. There's no magic wand. You got to go backwards. Okay, so I say all that to say we're not being lied to or fooled. The system is so broken that some of the schools that make, this is going to sound crazy, some of the schools that make the most money are going to be in the most trouble. They can't change, they can't steer the ship. I think that some of them are in this really weird position of, we've tied ourselves to a bunch of huge salaries. We've tied ourselves to a bunch of ginormous bajillion-dollar contracts. And we don't, and the only way for us to get there in the next 5 to 10 years is to cut a whole bunch of stuff. We got to cut a whole bunch of our expenses that we have lined up, and that's travel and coaches' salaries and things like that. I think a school like Tulsa is probably still in that position, like a Grandview, a little bit, and not.
Well, I mean, they are NCAA Division One.
I understand. I want to be careful here. I want to be careful because I know that sounds crazy. But Travis, what you're saying here, like, have we been looking at college sports all wrong? I want to take a second here to go, not me. Not me. I yelled about this for a long time. I yelled about, hey, wait, maybe they don't need to cut sports. Why do they need to cut sports? Because other schools make money by adding sports. Why would you cut sports? Because you need to limit those expenses for a period of time to correct the books. Jamie Pollard is a freaking accountant, man. He knows what's best money-wise going forward, 10-year plan, 20-year plan, but most importantly, 6-month plan. How we pay the bills right now? How do we pay the bills that we've committed ourselves to now? And then how do we save money? And then how do we make money? I trust in Jamie Pollard in doing all of that stuff. So when Jamie Pollard said a long time ago, man, we might have to cut some, and not that he ever said we might have to cut sports, but he was alluding to the fact that that things were going to change. They were.
Go to school like Tulsa, right? And it just came up because I happened to watch the news here last night. Is that okay? It's probably never going to be competitive at that football level that a Big 12, an ACC, a Big 10 team is going to be. And we had Brian Duax on a couple weeks ago to talk about Central City Liquors. And by the way, it's 4th of July weekend, and you're going to have major parties. Go to Central City Liquors and get stocked up. But Brian also talks about his son, who is being heavily recruited in the soccer world, and meaning that, yes, you can increase scholarships, but a lot of these schools aren't going to increase those scholarships for these sports. But still, what are you going to have? You're going to have kids that want to play Division I sports, right? I mean, would you rather go to an NAIA school?
Would you rather go to Grandview or Tulsa? Right? Yeah.
Yes. So what they can do is say, okay, we're going to keep our scholarship level the same, but we can go get more kids and maybe not even offer any scholarships for golf, but you're still going to have people go, do I want to golf at a really small school where I might get some financial assistance, or do I want to go golf major Division I golf and still pay for it? And so it becomes a revenue driver for the school. You can add these sports, have minimal expense, but yet still have people paying 3/4 to full price for your school, and then becomes a revenue driver. We had Brian Harden on here talking about, is Drake going to add sports? Well, they're going to add it from a club level. But you can do high-end club-level sports to where you still have students who are athletes, who get some of the perks of being a Division I athlete, but yet you're a club, and you're paying full price for tuition.
Yes. Perfect example. So now let's think about USC, UCLA. Let's imagine Brian Harden gets a call, and they say, we want you to become the athletic director at UCLA. All right. Now, Brian, do you want to add a club? Do you want to add a sport? Because here's what it means to add a sport. Let's say you actually want to add an Olympic sport, or you want to add wrestling. What's the expense of? Okay, we can get 100 kids to pay tuition at UCLA. We can have a huge wrestling room. 100 kids can pay tuition. How much money are we going to make for that? Well, hold on. Now we got to start flying. We got to go out and we got to wrestle Penn State a couple times a year. We got to load up 30 guys in a plane, fly to Penn State. We got to fly to Iowa City. We got to fly to Michigan. We got to fly to Ohio State. We got to fly out to Maryland. We got to fly out to. Where'd the money go? Where'd the money go? See that's what I'm talking about with with everybody's in it. Their ship is too big to turn, and they have to go. Oh, okay. Well, we're just racing towards the cliff here. Don't worry, Big Ten money will come in and save you with that $100 million contract a year. We can't afford the plane bill.
Tony puts it out. He goes, D1 schools do have to balance the large number of male football scholarships, 105, with female sports scholarships. So that may force some to add sports to make up that difference. 100% agree with that.
And I think that's what you're talking about, Travis, too, with like Nebraska. And not that I think Troy Dannon's I was about to say not that Troy Dannon's playing a shell game. In a way, they're all playing the same shell game, but it's a numbers game. And that might be what Troy Dannon's thinking by adding wrestling or something like that. Like, it's a way for them to add opportunities for it might be a Title IX move in some way.
Now, what he didn't discuss, and what I'd be curious to see is there's other sports there that, okay, are you better off adding wrestling, which would have a much probably bigger fan base appeal, as to gymnastics? I mean, nothing against gymnastics, but how popular of a sport is it outside of Olivia Dunn? And what revenue does that really bring in, and what fans do you really bring in to watch a gymnastics meet?
I mean, minimal. There are people in the stands, and it's very popular in the Olympics, and there are people that love gymnastics. Not knocking that. There's no television contracts, and that's, I mean, when we're talking about football and hundreds of millions of dollars, it's because of television dollars, and that's really what drives this machine now. Because again, built the beast, fed the beast, built the beast. Got to feed the beast.
Yeah, it's one of those things, and the larger you get, and it's no different than any corporation. The larger you get, you've scaled to this point. Well, how do you you got to just keep feeding that revenue stream, right? You've got to find ways to make it work, and that's either cut expenses or triple, quadruple your revenue.
You're
still going to want to cut expenses. Sorry.
You're fine, man. I feel like I interrupt you all the time. I'm so sorry. I get so excited. You say things and it fires up my brain. I'm like, oh, you have said this to me. Bruno has said this to me. Mike Draper has said this to me. That is, you are either growing or you are dying. And the minute you realize you're not growing, figure it out.
Either that or it's too late.
It's too late. Yeah, right. Figure it out. You're either dying or figure it out.
Well, I screwed up, and I put the phone number up today. We're not taking phone calls today because I didn't bring the call screener. So it's just therushradio.com. So
didn't bring the call screener. Now, just so people know, if you were to bring the call screener, wouldn't you have to bring an entire computer?
Yes, and that's I've got one computer here. I'm taking up a lot of the table here at the Best Western Plus in Bentonville, Arkansas. Beautiful hotel room. Affordable, great breakfast.
I hope now you're staying for free because of all these plugs, right?
No.
You were supposed to just say yes.
Oh,
because you're staying for free.
No, I'm not.
I thought you told me you used up the Best Western Points Plus.
No, that was my Expedia points. I had that one key cash from Expedia.
Oh, so look at you're staying for free.
Yeah, but I already had spent the money, if you know what I mean. All right. We'll take a break. Come back. It's a thirsty Thursday. Bruno will be with us right around 7:30. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vents, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
The Royal Mile, where everyone's a wee bit British. The Royal Mile is downtown Des Moines' living room with classic pub favourites. Pair them with a glass of whiskey or an expertly poured Guinness. It's bloody brilliant. The Royal Mile, a proper British pub.
There's always something new at Fong's Pizza. The patio is open and ready for you, your friends, and an ever-changing menu of tiki drinks. Or try our new noodle dishes alongside your favorite slice. It's all happening this summer at the new Fong's in the East Village.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know. High-quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig Plantation Rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah. Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquor is home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the Wooden Nickel program.
Brennan Santone here with Willis Cadillac. It is officially summer. Behind me I have a beautiful CT5 Blackwing with over 600 horsepower and drift metallic. It is available on our show floor. We also have EV Conquest on all of our EV models. We do have some lease loyalty just for owning a 2012 or newer Cadillac as well. And also we have gotten several new CT4s and 5s in. Come check out this summer what we got going on over at our Clive location, or check us out at williscadillac.com.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
The best bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bakery, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking them. Find us at the downtown Des Moines Farmers Market every Saturday.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Roscoe's drinking the Core Power from Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottling. I'm
adding it to my coffee.
You had the 26 grams of protein. Yesterday, I posted a picture of me drinking the 42 grams of protein.
Oh, I was so jealous. Not jealous, envious. Not jealous.
Envious?
I was like, oh, I wish I could share in Travis's joy. Not, I wish I could steal Travis's joy. I wish that were my joy and not his.
I'm
not drinking it again. I'm just adding it. I'm making myself a little mocha. We're gonna try this for the first time today because last times I've had the vanilla.
I'm a big chocolate guy. I don't mind the vanilla. I can do the vanilla, but if I were to pick one every single day, it would be the Core Power chocolate.
So good.
It is. So Ross, I just got a breakdown on the geography of Arkansas.
Okay.
Sean and I don't know who his friend was, came over. I said, do you guys, how do you guys view yourself? They said, okay, it's Northwest Arkansas. Okay, it's Northwest Arkansas. It's Little Rock, which is a country all on its own, and then there's nothing else. That's the way they view it. So, I think every state does this. Every state does this. You know where the better parts of the state are. So they're like Northwest Arkansas, Bentonville, Rogers, Fayetteville, Little Rock, which is like a third world country, and then nothing else.
Okay, this is a fun game to play. Okay, nobody can get offended. Rule number one of the game we're about to play, nobody gets to be offended.
Okay.
Every state has towns like this. So think of as soon as you said that, first thing that goes to my head, have you ever heard somebody from Texas talk about Texas?
Oh my God. Texans are the worst because you have West Texas, you have the Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex, you have Houston.
And then you've got the weird little spot called Austin. And people from Texas will be like, that place is like a different country. People in Arkansas go, oh yeah, we got a great little spot. The rest of the state's okay. Then there's Little Rock. Like, wait, what's that mean? You'll find out. What is that? So there's a couple of places that come to mind in Iowa. Okay. The very first one that came to mind was when I was a kid, and maybe this was the politics. Again, I was around very conservative politics in my formative years of about 20 to 28, 30 years old. And people would talk about Johnson County and Iowa City like they would go, oh man, as far as politically, it'd be like, yeah, you can have good conversations with people in 98 of the 99 counties. You go have wonderful conversations with people all over. And then there's Iowa City. I mean, global politicians would come here and go, Iowa is such a cool place. People will come up to you and talk to you in the middle at every town. Well, except for one. You go, really? Yeah, Iowa City, that's a different place. And so I'm just, that's politically. I think geographically and like, there's a lot of places that people would call like the armpit of Iowa type of thing.
Well, I think one city that has done a good job of changing that, because growing up, you're always taught that Dubuque was kind of the armpit, right? It was like, it's a river town. It's
Dubuque's
just
cool.
And it was just voted by Forbes like the number one place in Iowa to go visit was Dubuque. Yeah. Now, the writer, it wasn't Forbes, it was the Wall Street Journal. But I think it was the writer was from Dubuque, so he was throwing a bone to his hometown, like, "Hey, I'm going to go show you what there's to do in Dubuque." Now, what town is the armpit? Well, I know what it is. It's Sioux City.
See, I love it. I love it how you start to ask and then go, "Well, I know."
I know what it is. It's Sioux City that has that. Sioux City or Council Bluffs has that reputation of.
I love it because
did I clarify? Did I clarify?
The only thing that could have made that better, Travis, everybody does this. The only thing that could have made that better, because people do this all the time, without a doubt, it's Sioux City or Waterloo or Fort Dodge. It's without a doubt Fairfield.
It's like that. It's like that scene out of The Jerk. This is mine. This is mine.
All I need is this lamp.
Yeah, all I need are my glasses. So
this lamp, this remote. That's all I need.
It's Sioux City. Oh, and Council Bluffs. And Burlington. We just keep going and going.
Oh, Clinton. If you're going to do east side of the state, I love it. I love it. And that's the thing. Nobody can be offended here because Fort Dodge.
And everybody who lives in these towns go, what are you talking about? It's beautiful because you'll defend. It's like defending your family or defending your religion, right? I'm a Catholic, but I have a lot of problems with Catholicism. But if you come at me, I'm going to defend Catholicism like there's no tomorrow because it's like only I can. I can pick on my brothers. I can pick on my family.
Travis, like this, I can make. Trav's thought is, I can make jokes about priests, but you better not laugh at them. See what I'm saying, though? Even the like Fort Dodge, because there's a lot of people that are like Fort Dodge, hands down. It's absolutely Fort Dodge. I was just in Fort Dodge a couple weeks ago. It was beautiful. They have an awesome athletic facility at the high school. The people there were lovely. I have friends. I have several friends from Fort Dodge, guys that grew up there that are awesome dudes. I would say the same thing, though, about Waterloo and Dubuque. I don't really know any good people from Sioux City. I'm kidding.
I mean, there's a reason. Let's use Iowa as an example. Sioux City is not affectionately called Sewer City a lot of times.
That's true.
Council Bluffs is not affectionately called Council Tucky a lot of times.
You're right. Yes, that's been flying through the chat.
Do other towns in Iowa have those derogatory names? Because
there's gotta be.
They were just telling me, or Little Rock, and I'm like, I've driven through the state. Pine Bluff's no beautiful, not a great town.
Yeah.
Now Bentonville's beautiful. I could live in Bentonville. But you know what's happening, Ross? Growth.
Industry. Right.
Cost of living's going up.
Trav, you're either growing or you're dying.
Yep.
Towns are that way too. Des Moines is landlocked. I got bad news for all of us here in Des Moines. If you're like me and you love Des Moines, we're landlocked. So growth is hard here. Not right now. We still have some space there, but I'm just meaning long term. Long term.
Brett says Mason City is called Mason Shitty.
I never heard that one. That's a good.
I.
I thought there was one for Fort Dodge. I thought there was some, or is it just Fort Dodge?
Fort Dodge. Where are you going?
Listen,
I'm going to Fort Dodge.
I don't know why. And when in my little thing earlier, when I was just throwing towns out, I don't know why I picked Fairfield. I don't know why that town, because
the Buddhist. You don't like the Buddhists.
It's not. They're not Buddhist, are they? It's the Maharishi.
The Maharishi.
Yeah.
You don't like the Maharishi?
That's not it at all. In fact, they've done some. Have you seen, Trav, that town has done something really cool here lately? They actually have like a documentary series that they've been producing about the town of Fairfield.
Really?
Yeah. It's, I'm sorry. I'm a nerd.
Oh, by the way, it's Dirty Dodge, not Fort
Dirty
Dodge.
Dodge.
It's Dirty
Thank
Dodge.
you, guys. I knew there was something for Fort Dodge. Thanks, guys. And ladies. I think a lady threw one in there, too.
But this started because I'm in Arkansas, and we were like, is this the South? And they said, we are in the South here. I've been told we are in the South, but we're in the better part of the South, which is Northwest Arkansas.
But again, Travis, come here. We'll lean in. Just you and us? Just us girls talking?
Me and you.
Everybody thinks that. I hate to tell the people. I hope that Sean and his buddies aren't still listening.
Oh, they are. We got big fans here in Bentonville now. They're going to be regular listeners. I think they're going to tune in every day.
So here's the deal. Everybody does this. Everybody is like, oh, yeah, you know which town sucks? That one. The one over there. Usually it's the one to the south. Which town sucks?
So true.
You know where all the idiots live? Down there.
Why would you ever want to live there?
Yeah, it's horrible down there. We pee in the water here, and then they drink it down there. They're idiots.
Oh, God. I want to say congratulations to Amber Larson. Amber Larson won our Godfather package from the Iowa Fireworks Farm. And if you go to our Instagram page, if you go to our Facebook page, I just posted a picture of Amber with her husband, posted a picture of Amber with Wade Peterson from the Iowa Fireworks Farm. And Ross, if you wanted to know what the Godfather looked like, did you see the photo?
Yes. Dude, Wade undersold it.
He did. Way undersold it. I'm like, Wade, you needed to give us the fact that the Godfather stands at about 6 feet 2 inches tall is. And Wade wrote me. He texted me last night. He goes, "Yeah, we had to break that thing down because we couldn't fit it into the RAV4."
I wondered that same thing.
Yes.
It was huge, and I did not realize the way he explained it to us. I really did think that Wade was just kind of putting together some, amalgamation of stuff.
Like
it was going to be a
stuff
quilt
off the shelf, right?
I did. Yeah.
Box.
I really thought he was going to be like, okay, there's $700 worth of stuff. Here you go.
He's going through, he's Nicolas Cage and Leaving Las Vegas at the liquor store, just going with a cake here, some mortars here, some sparklers, and just dancing, going through the aisles, going, okay, this is about $700. It is a boxed package. By the way, you can go to the Iowa Fireworks Farm and get this called the Godfather, and you're like, that would take you a couple hours to set all that off.
Oh, yeah. It's going to take you 20 minutes to open it. I mean, it's a 6 foot tall package of various different mortars and fireworks and things like that. I mean, if there's sparklers in there, it's like legit fireworks show. It was somewhere, Travis. It was my first thought when he first mentioned it to us. I thought it was going to be like one giant cake, like a $700, went off for 2 minutes type of deal.
Well, because we sold it as, hey, you're going to get this great finale, right? Because that's what we had envisioned in our head.
You got a whole show.
Amber and her husband are going to pull up to the neighborhood. They're going to open up the back of the RAV4. I think that's what they have, and it's going to be like stocked to the top.
The RAV4 is going to roll in like that.
Just put some heavy bass on.
Headlights up in the air. Like,
boom.
Why is Uncle? What were their names? I'm so sorry, Trav.
Amber Larson. I didn't get her husband's name.
Why was I thinking it was like Tyler? Oh, I'm sorry about that. Yeah. They're like, why? Why is Aunt Amber? Why is Aunt Amber's headlights in the air?
Why she got the bass going so loud?
Because she's loaded down with sulfur, kids.
So you can actually get the Godfather yourself. You can get yourself a rabbit hole, and you can have one hell of a 4th of July.
Trav, I think I'm going to head down there today. I think I'm going to head down there today.
Okay.
And go see Wade and get some stuff. We're going to do something fun on the 4th of July.
Because you only have 2 more days, today and tomorrow, to buy your fireworks from the Iowa Fireworks Farm. And he's got a 6,000 square foot warehouse. We call it like the Costco of fireworks. And it's temperature controlled. He's got the biggest selection, stuff you can't get anywhere else in Iowa.
Not
prices.
Not minutes off the interstate. Minute. I mean, when you get off the New Virginia exit, it's literally you can almost see the interstate from his warehouse just on the east side of the interstate.
It would be interesting to see because as I was driving to Bentonville yesterday, of course, I got to go through Missouri. And for the longest time, people in southwest Iowa would drive to Watson. They would drive to Rockport because that's where the fireworks were. You wonder how much Iowa's fireworks law, and Nebraska has one now too, where you can have fireworks, has hurt business in Missouri. Because I drove by these places, Ross, there was nobody there. You're like, this used to be
huge, dude, for us to drive down there to Shelton Fireworks.
Yeah.
Which will now make me think, I saw Tommy Birch post a thing that was a big stop for him and Bryce. And so every time he drives past the Shelton Fireworks, he thinks about Bryce. And so now that's going to be, when I drive past there, I'll think of Tommy and his friendship with their buddy Bryce, our buddy Bryce. And so the Shelton Fireworks is the thing that stands out to me. The great big red building on the south side, or on I-35 South.
Were you like me when you were younger? Like, do they have a rocket in there? Because it was like it was like a 5-story metal building. Like, they're gonna launch something. They open up the roof and they just launch it out, and this big old firework just goes off. So I will
tell you this, Trav. I don't know what my expectation. I must have. I think the answer to your question, the answer is I must have when I was a little kid thought that, because I do remember long before I ever got the fireworks bug, going in there and being unimpressed, walking in there and being like, oh, it's just a warehouse of boxes? So I must have thought, I'm going to walk in and there's going to be a rocket inside of here.
You're like, this is it? Why do you have a 50-foot ceiling with nothing stacked up all the way up?
Because they sell 50 feet worth of boxes every day. The Godfathers.
Now, I don't want to scare the hell out of everybody.
Go ahead.
Did you see that explosion in California yesterday?
The fireworks thing?
Yes.
Dude, there's been a couple of them here recently. Did you see the car that drove? Now, were you talking about, there were 2 of them that I saw. One of them was a guy sent me on Twitter. It was like shot from an aerial. Is that the one you saw?
Yeah. So
shot from like a helicopter?
It was like a helicopter where it was like a fireworks facility. And I'm like, did they drop one of those bunker bombs on there? I mean, it literally looked like the thing blew a massive hole in the ground. Because you're talking about, when you start throwing a lot of fireworks together, you're talking like a big old bomb in there if it all goes off at once.
Okay. Not really. I mean, it's
building up.
Yeah, but yeah. The fire and all. It is. Yeah. Yes. But it's not gonna it's not like a factory where there's gonna be an actual explosion. There's only so much that is gonna cause. How do you I try not to be this person. There was a part of me that saw that video and I was like, man, it's a shame this didn't happen at night. Like all of it lost, And I was like, oh, man, this could have happened at night. That'd have been sweet. Did you see the one where the car drove into the store?
No.
Oh, dude, it's like a storefront. It's like almost like a strip mall type of fireworks store in some place in the South, and a car crashes into it and it lights on fire. And again, there's a part of it that feels like you're watching Naked Gun. You know what I mean? Because it's.
Now, did the car do it on purpose, or was it?
I don't know. The video starts. You know what I mean? Somebody's like, "Oh my God, they drove into the fireworks." His gun was going all crazy like.
Damn. Crazy. Kirk says, hey, good morning, everybody. We're late to the party this morning. Has Travis talked about the waffle maker at the hotel yet? No, but somebody heard the waffle maker beeper going off earlier.
Yeah.
Because the waffle maker is behind me.
I believe at the Best Western Plus, the waffle maker, as you flip the waffle, puts a Best Western logo on the middle of your waffle.
Oh, does it really?
I think so.
I'm going to have to go over there and look.
Ask Sean and the boys if if they're listening right now. One of them will give you the wink. They'll give you the little finger gun. We got you with the B-dubs.
Now, when you do the hotel breakfast, do you do the whole thing? I mean, they've got oatmeal over there, and you can hear the waffle maker going off right now.
Run over there real quick. See if it's got. Run over there real quick. See if it's got the B-dub.
I don't.
Just holler at the person. Come on, say, hey, does your waffle have a Best Western logo?
Can you imagine? Hey, can I see your waffle? Can you see what? Can I see your waffle?
Even better. Can I get
That's
a
a
picture
euphemism for something, by the way.
Can I get a picture of your waffle?
They would arrest me for that. Arrest me. You want me to get punched in the face, don't you? You want me to get punched
that
really,
would
really
be
hard.
Amazing if we saw in the background you walk over there. What are you doing?
So the waffle iron is technically a branding iron. If it puts the Best Western W in the waffle.
I think it does.
Hey, Sean, does your waffle maker put the W in the it does.
Yeah.
We got confirmation. The W is in the waffle.
That's
You must have stayed at a number of Best Westerns.
I've stayed at a Best Western before. I've made waffles at a Best Western in my life. When I go to those breakfast, Trav, I use like you said the biscuits and gravy were good down there. You're like, oh, I'm in the South, the biscuits and gravy.
Yeah.
That's something that, like, if I'm in Wisconsin, and the biscuits and you're like, no.
Yeah, but I think it's a regional thing, right? I mean, biscuits and gravy is a Southern dish. At least
in Wisconsin, I'm going to get the sausage.
100%. Some Johnsonville.
Okay, so just depends on where you are. Got to go regional.
I think you have to have the local flair. Once we get down to Louisiana, hotels will have some crawfish and
catfish and crawfish on the breakfast buffet.
What's for breakfast? Crawfish etouffee? Really? For breakfast? Yeah, it's a local flair. I like the idea. Oh man, we've gone off the rails this morning, which is to be expected. And by the way, we're doing a show today, and we will be doing a show tomorrow on July 4th as we celebrate America's birthday. America.
You say we're doing a show today.
Why?
Do a lot of people have today off?
From what I heard, yes. I've heard, maybe they're getting ready for new teams, new times. I don't know.
Oh, you're talking about the old state. They're not doing shows today?
That's what Jeff Klein sent us today. I don't know.
I don't either. Yeah, I saw somebody sent me a thing that they're doing some new, going to make new announcements.
New teams, new times.
Good for him. Good.
All I
good
know
luck.
is
good for him.
We're the same team, and we're the same times every single day. Every single day.
Good luck to him.
Yeah. So coming up in hour number 2, Bruno's going to be stopping by right around 7:30. Lots of stuff going on with the holiday weekend with the Full Court Press establishments, El Bait Shop, High Life Lounge, Tap Room, you name it. And also we're going to talk a little Caitlyn Clark. We've talked a lot about Caitlyn Clark this week. We're going to continue to talk about her as she will be missing her 4th straight game that was ruled yesterday. Also had some comments to say about the Commissioner's Cup and the payout and between the Commissioner's Cup and the championship, so we can dive into that. Also, Ross, I don't know if you saw this. It's worthy of a longer conversation, but Clayton Kershaw got his 3,000th strikeout last night. 4th fastest in Major League Baseball history to get to 3,000. The crazy thing is, he did it faster than Nolan Ryan. And I can tell you right now that Clayton Kershaw is not going to beat Nolan Ryan's strikeout record. But Nolan Ryan is now 5th on that list. Does that surprise you that Nolan Ryan is 5th on the fastest to get to 3,000? But far and away,
but blew everybody away.
Blew everybody else out of the water.
It's a kind of a tortoise and the hare type of deal, right? I mean, that's the longevity. And you look at the numbers that guy stacked up late in his career, the number of 200 strikeout seasons that that's what it was. Sandy Koufax came out and was that flash in the pan, had a couple of great seasons. Nolan Ryan was just boom, boom. It was brick in the wall, brick in the wall, brick in the wall. Incredible longevity and stamina, all the things. Dude, all the things. The guy, this is one of the most shocking stats in baseball history. Nolan Ryan has more strikeouts than any pitcher of all time. Nolan Ryan has more walks than any pitcher of all time. Do the pitch count.
Yeah, they didn't care about his arm back then, but he
unreal. It's unreal. He struck out more guys. When you went to the plate, you might as well not taken a bat. He was either going to blow it by you in the zone 3 times or miss 4 times, and you were going to get to go to first, where the next guy was going to get the exact same opportunity. And there was a chance, an actual probability that nobody was going to get a hit, because he did that 7 times against major league teams. Once when he was 40. The different freaking dude, man.
Because he had so many walks, do historians, is Nolan Ryan, does he get the credit that he deserves?
Travis, there's a huge argument that he's overrated.
No.
Oh, yeah. There's a huge argument that he's overrated.
Do you believe that?
No, not at all. I'm with you in this category. I think if you said to me, you have one pitcher that gets to throw one game, I'm taking the guy who's got the chance to strike out everybody. I'm taking Nolan Ryan. If you give me one game in the history of Major League Baseball, I'm taking Nolan Ryan.
I mean,
maybe Rube, and I'm putting Rube Waddell on the team somewhere.
I mean, in my lifetime, and again, I'm older, right? But Nolan Ryan to me is in this is going to make people mad. My father and grandfather would talk about Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, all these. To me, if you start going, hey, name baseball players that just had that huge effect on you, Nolan Ryan would be in that list for me.
Pitching with the bloody lip after he got hit with the ball, beating the crap out of Robin Ventura, who's like 20 years younger than him. The stories are amazing. He does have these stats. I mean, again, that longevity, there's a lot of losses in there. There's a lot of walks in there. That's where the argument is, Travis, that he's overrated.
He wasn't always on the best teams.
He wasn't on great teams. That's exactly right. But that's
the Mets. He had some Astro teams that were very good, but the Angels weren't very good when he was pitching for them.
Rangers weren't great when he was there. I mean, Rangers had some good teams, a lot like what you're talking about with those Astros teams. Didn't have great staffs around him. I mean, he had Mike Scott with him in Houston, but anyway.
We got an hour in the books. We got an hour to go. Good to have you along on a Thursday morning. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
You call
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vent, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
Hey everybody, Mason Miller, sales manager out here at Willis Infinity. We have some great stuff going on this month. Right now you can get $4,000 off a brand new QX80, 2.9% out to 60 months. On top of that, QX60s are doing 1.9 clear out to 60 months, 2.9 at 72, and even an incentivized rate at 4.9 at 84 months. For more information, come see us in our showroom or visit us online at willisinfinity.com.
Largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbocks to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels, there's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know, high quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig Plantation Rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah. Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquors, home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the Wooden Nickel program.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Good to have you along on a Thursday. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushladio.com or on the Rush Radio Android app or the TuneIn app, thanks for dialing us in. YouTubers, give this channel a subscription. Give the video a like, start leaving your comments, and of course, follow us on our social media channels. What are you laughing about?
Did you see the video? Somebody tagged us on Twitter with it. Our buddy Chad down in Kansas City sent it to us. It's a video that's going viral from a dog park. It might even be from Arkansas now that I'm about to say this, because
Really?
it's a wild boar that gets.
I got news for everybody. Wild boars, as you get farther south, are a problem. You get to Louisiana and Mississippi, they actually have they'll get helicopters up in the air.
Yeah,
they'll get AR-15s.
Dude, I've had a buddy that's done this,
and just start shooting them because
I have a buddy that's done that as a trip.
It's an invasive animal. And it's kind of like when the deer population gets way overgrown in Iowa, you've got to get rid of them.
Yeah.
And I know some people say, well, it's inhumane. No, you have to get rid of them.
They
by
destroy
the way,
everything.
If you come up on a boar, it's too late. Just to let you know, if you come up on a wild boar, you're going to die.
Well, apparently, unless you have a corgi.
I hate corgis.
Wait, I'm telling you, you got to see this video. Because it's a huge dog park. It's a huge open dog park, and a wild boar gets out on it. See if you can find this on your Twitter tribe. Maybe this is something you can see it so we can talk about it. The boar is all of the dogs chase the boar, and of course nobody can control it because your dog's not listening to you. Your dog's not listening to you when there's a wild boar out on the.
That's where instinct kicks in, right? The dogs are like, "Oh, we need to protect the herd,"
and they do. That's the thing is, how scared would you? Like you said, you see a wild boar out in the wild, you're like, "Oh my god, no way." You see a dog in the wild, you're like, "Hey, buddy, hi."
Oh, that. First of all, the speed of the boar. There's a couple things here. It's like the old dog tracks in Iowa. If you go to Dubuque or Council Bluffs when they had the the dog tracks. Now, I know dogs are fast, but Ross, I think the boar is faster than the dogs.
Faster. Is. Yeah. The boar's outrunning the dogs.
And that's why I said if you encounter a boar, you're dead. I mean, they're going to go after you.
See, and I don't know how. Again, I'm technologically impaired. I should probably figure out how to do this stuff because I could have just found that video and played it for you. I'm gonna find out how to do stuff like that.
That would take like a day-long tutorial, and then
I got several tutorials I need to get through anyway, so that'd be another one.
I'm still worried about the start. We were driving down yesterday, and because I tell you this because I love you. I go, Ross is going to get to Canada, and he's going to call me at like 5 a.m. I can't figure out the Starlink.
Oh, that's going to happen. Yeah.
She goes, why do you have little faith in him? I go, history.
Little faith? Why do I have little faith in him? Yeah, exactly. I know him.
I just know how this is going to go down.
I know that he's going to panic and go, I can't figure it out. Oh, I got it. Right? That's how it's going to go.
Yes. 100%.
Drive, man. Dude, it's not even what. Oh, wait. Hold on. Oh. Hey, I'll call you back.
Turn the dish to the right. Oh, yeah.
Oh, power. Yeah.
We were talking about Clayton Kershaw before we took the top of the hour break, and he reached the 3,000th strikeout milestone last night. Just the 20th pitcher in Major League Baseball history to do so. Ross, he did it on his 100th pitch last night. The fact that the Dodgers let him throw 100 pitches last night was impressive, but it was probably one of those things that we're just going to keep him in until he gets his 3,000th strikeout, right? Now, they won 5-4, but he got it, I believe, in the 6th inning on his 100th pitch. He's the 20th pitcher in Major League Baseball history to do so, 4th fastest to 3,000. The other ones in that list, Randy Johnson is the fastest to 3,000, followed by Max Scherzer, followed by Pedro Martinez, and then comes Clayton Kershaw. And then Nolan Ryan's after that. Of the 20 that have 3,000 strikeouts, how many are lefties? Kershaw's a lefty. How many are lefties?
Not many. 5.
He's the 4th lefty.
Steve Carlton?
I don't know.
You want to find out who they are? Should we find out who they are?
Yeah, why don't you use AI here? How many lefties have 3,000 strikeouts?
Randy Johnson.
Okay.
Steve Carlton.
Good one. Very good.
CC Sabathia.
Oh.
Clayton Kershaw.
Pretty good group right there.
I mean, yeah, 4 of the best left-handed throwers of all time.
And I think it's safe to say 3,000 gets you automatically in the Hall of Fame, right? I mean that's Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it better. And Travis, is this the last? What I wanted to go look at? What I was efforting as we looked up the left-handed pitchers.
I know where you're
there.
going here.
Are we ever going to see another one?
That's a good question. That's a very, very good question. I mean, Clayton Kershaw is not going to beat Nolan Ryan's all-time strikeout list. I mean, if Randy Johnson couldn't do it, nobody's going to do it.
He'd need another career. He would need another career. He's at 3,000. Nolan Ryan's almost at 6,000. 5,714 is Nolan Ryan. Justin Verlander is 1,000 strikeouts or 500 strikeouts closer. Right now, 3 seasons for Clayton Kershaw to catch Justin Verlander, who's 2,000 strikeouts behind Nolan Ryan. No.
I mean, how many is Randy Johnson behind Nolan Ryan?
Almost 1,000. 900. Yeah. He's 900 strikeouts between first and second. It's not close. And so after Clayton Kershaw, you have to go down to Chris Sale, who's 36 years old. Chris Sale won't get to 3,000. He's 25, 28. He would need another 500 strikeouts. Chris Sale's probably not going to get to 3,000.
Because he would need, 3-4 more years just to get there? So
After
he'd have to pitch into his 40s, yeah.
Yeah. After that, you go to Garrett Cole, who's 34 years old, is coming off another surgery, going through another rehab right now, and he has 2,200. He would need 800 strikeouts left in his career. I mean, if a year ago, if you'd have said Garrett Cole needs 1,000 strikeouts, I'd have said, oh, I think he can do that. That's 5-6 good years for Garrett Cole. Nope, he ain't getting to 3,000. And then let's try to find a pitcher the pitcher with the most strikeouts under 35 is Robbie Ray. Robbie Ray, who's 33 years old and has 1,500 strikeouts. He needs 4,000 to catch. He's 33. He needs 4,000 strikeouts to catch Nolan Ryan.
I know it's early, only a year and a half in his career. How many strikeouts does Paul Skeens have? And I only bring up Paul Skeens because he's that rare breed, right? I mean, he's built like Nolan Ryan. If he stays injury-free, where is he at on his strikeout for his career? Because Ross, he was one of those that went straight from college straight to the major league, so he didn't have that wait time to get into the show.
Very fair. He's 23 years old right now and already has 285 strikeouts
in a year and a half.
Year and a half. He's 23. He had 170 strikeouts last year. He's got 115 right now. Okay? So let's just say he's going to average 200 strikeouts a year. It's not enough. Nolan Ryan had years where he had 329, 383, 365, 327, 341, 301. And those are just the 300s. Paul Skeens will average 200 strikeouts a year because of limited innings. We're never going to see it again. Never going to see it.
Never see another 3,000. It's going to be tough. Do you like that?
I mean, 3,000. Let's hold off on that because Paul Skeens, if he averages 200, that's 15 years.
But you're not going to average. There will be years.
I just say maybe. So I want to leave that door open. You're right. As I say it, you're like 15 years of doing this, of maintaining exactly what he's doing now. Well, maybe he has a couple years where he's up in the 250 range. Maybe some things change. They raise the mound or lower or raise the seams on the ball, and he's all of a sudden dicing up 300 dudes a year. Maybe. Without changes, probably not ever seeing a 3,000 strikeout pitcher again. And Nolan Ryan has almost twice that.
And we talk about Paul Skeens. He's 23 years old. 15 years, he's 38. Is Paul Skeens still going to be Paul Skeens at 38? Now, he's got the build for it. But,
So did Mark Pryor. So did Kerry Wood. So did.
Yeah.
This is again, man, father time, part of the Caitlyn Clark conversation. Like you get banged up. And Paul Skeens, some things are going to happen.
Well, you brought up Caitlyn Clark. It was announced yesterday that she's not going to play against the Las Vegas Aces this weekend. Be her 4th straight game that she's missed because of a groin injury. Ross, be her 9th game this year she's already missed. And so Stephanie White saying the right things is that we don't want to rush this. We want to make sure she's 100% before she comes back. The longer you're out, though, don't you start going, is this worse than they're leading on? That's where the human brain
already
goes
there.
to.
I'm already there. I'm too cynical. You always talk about how I love people and I like people and I trust people, but my initial instinct is, we're being lied to about something. They're lying because people do that because people lie to you. People that love you will look you in the eye and lie to you. So they aren't going to tell us if something
is really wrong.
If something's wrong, if they're like, well, she can't play for a period of time. They saw what happened when they said she's not going to play for 2 weeks. Click. Where'd everybody go? You said she wasn't going to play for 2 weeks. We're not going to watch for 2 weeks. We'll turn back on when we think she's going to play again.
Yeah, do you think the WNBA was like, why did you announce this today? Couldn't you wait until like game day?
Yes.
Because right now I'm like, oh, I'm not going to watch the game. You might have people. Indiana's a little bit different. I think you have a pretty good fan base that will support him, but there'll be some people like, well, if Caitlyn's not going to play, I'm not going to go. I got better things to do with my night.
Hey, good morning.
Oh.
Hi, how are you? Oh, she wasn't talking to me.
I appreciate that, ma'am. I'll talk to you during.
It's rude.
I'm rude. I'm rude. I'm rude.
That was amazing.
There you go, folks. I'm rude.
You should ask her. Ask her if she wants to join the program.
I should.
Like, hey, throw a Henson on. Come chat with Ross for a minute.
And you know me. You know how much
kills you, dude.
You're reading my face right now. You're reading my face right now, and you know how much restraint I just used right there. You know how much restraint I just used. I could have.
Rude. Are you doing what you're doing? Because I'm trying to do what I'm doing. How rude of you to do what you want to do when it's not what I want you to do.
And let me paint a picture here. And I get that I got a pretty loud voice, so I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. But I purposely lined myself up so I would project where there's nobody, where there's nobody around. Is it rude to watch you eat? I don't know. Is it rude to listen to your conversation at the table when I can hear you no matter what?
Oh, that was great. I thought she worked there and was coming up to offer you. So I thought she was like, "Hey, sir, we're about to throw out some fruit. We didn't know."
All I know is that Sean and the front desk people like me.
That's all that matters.
That's all
Travis.
that matters.
Yeah.
And by the way, it's not that I just show up and do a show, right? When we get here at 10 o'clock last night, I explain the situation. And I say, here's the deal. And the first thing I ask is, do you have a room I can use or rent?
So that I don't bother people. And they're like, we don't have auxiliary rooms. So then I lay out what I'm going to do. And they're like, that's fine. That's fine. And again, I'm projecting this way. There's nobody in front of me. It's like how do you even that was
hear
amazing.
Me? How do you even hear me?
That was great.
Yes.
I wish so. Now I'm going to have to, when I go up to Canada, I'm going to have to figure out how I can have like a second microphone or headphones or something. Maybe I don't have a headset. I do have 2 microphones. I could take both my mics because the guys up there, I'm going to be up there with 12 strangers. It's like 8 of my buddies and 12 strangers.
But aren't you going outside?
Yeah, I'll be. I think some days it might be raining. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And I'll be in the lodge. I'm gonna have to talk to the guys and let them know this is what I'm doing.
This isn't the first time this has happened to me. It was last year. I'm trying to think where I was at. It was Springfield, Missouri, and the problem is I get up at 4 a.m. Nobody's here, and really nobody was here for the first hour of the show. And I was doing a show in a similar, and a guest got mad because I was doing a show, and I'm like, listen, the show's more important than you. I mean, at the end of the day, the show is more important than you. I think it is anyway. Would you agree with that?
It's my job.
I mean, if you walked into
you did. Listen, yeah,
if
you walked
into a
through it.
hotel
You
and
did
saw
all
this,
the right things.
Wouldn't you be more intrigued about, what's going on?
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't be offended by it.
Yes. Yeah.
That was awesome.
Restraint. You just viewed me doing restraint. I could have been an internet sensation, but I chose not to be. Because I want to portray myself as a nice person.
That was freaking great.
Glad I could entertain you this morning. Back to Caitlyn Clark. Even though she didn't play in the Commissioner's Cup game, championship game, she got $30,000 for it, right? She got $30,000 because they split a pool of $500,000. She got $30,000. They also get to split $120,000 worth of crypto. So that could go really high or it could go really... Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. But she was, and to me, this is the start of a negotiation that's going to happen with the collective bargaining agreement. And that is, she said, hey, afterwards, it's kind of ridiculous that we get $30,000 for winning the Commissioner's Cup. But if you win a WNBA championship, players only get $20,000.
What?
Yes. And she was on somebody's Instagram Live saying, hey, Kathy Engelbert, take care of this. And
what's the how is that even possible? And I'll tell you right away, Travis, the other thing that we need to do as fans, then we need to reassess, because I always thought these things were silly. I really did. I always thought think of these women's salaries and what percentage $30,000 is to that. And not only that, it's more than if they go and win the actual championship. That's why they're celebrating in the locker room like they've won something, because they did. And as a fan, I've always thought, well, these midseason tournaments, these are just ridiculous. Playing for some stupid trophy. No, they're playing for more money than if they win the actual championship. What's the line? Make it make sense?
Yeah,
how's that possible?
Well, you know, the Commissioner's Cup, they use it as a fundraiser for charity. So they give a portion of money to charity, which is a noble, right thing to do. I think when you create these mid-season tournaments, you also want to put value on it. Like, hey, we need you to take this seriously. So that allows you to take it a little bit more seriously and say, hey, this is an incentive we want to do. But I'm with you. I think if you, and maybe, Ross, it's just, the Commissioner's Cup has only been going for 5 years. You know, the WNBA has been around a long time, but what hasn't it done over the course of time until Caitlyn Clark arrives?
Grown
and make money.
Okay.
And I think what happens is you sit there and go, well, it should happen instantly. Like last year when Caitlyn came into the league, you probably became much more aware of how bad the pay was. But there's a reason the pay was bad. You have expenses and you have revenue. If your revenue doesn't match what those expenses are, that's why the new collective bargaining agreement will jump in. I mean, the biggest change they made last year was chartered flights.
Yeah, think about that. Yeah, that's a good point, dude. That's good perspective. Yeah, and Caitlyn Clark's smart for pointing it out and just highlighting it in that way and saying, "Hey, fix this. This is something that shouldn't be." Wow. That changes my perspective on those mid-season tournaments, Travis. I really did. I was very cynical about them. They're pointless and useless and certainly not worth like locker room celebrations because you won some trophy in the middle of the year that is a made-up tournament. No. We cashed out.
Yeah.
That's okay. Well, I'm glad that you told me this. I didn't know. Doesn't make any sense, but I'm glad you told me because now it helps understand why. I knew that they were competitive, but I was dumb enough to think that that's where it ended. I was dumb enough to think that, well, they want to win because that's what athletes do. No, they want to win because there's $30,000.
And to these guys, that's a lot of money. That's a really lot of money.
To most people, to 99% of the population, 30 grand's a lot of money.
Well, and then you look at the crypto, you go, okay, we're going to split up the crypto, which is
among how many?
Whatever the
20?
roster is.
I mean, maybe coaches and stuff like that get a chunk
I think
of
it
that?
only goes to players. I think it only goes to players. So
Come on. Cut the staff in on some crypto, will you?
But that could be worth nothing in a year, or it could be worth double what it is.
It'll be worth way more. Trust me, like Travis did. It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, Ross was like pulling a network marketing scheme on me. He's like, dude, you need to download this app called Coinbase, and you can buy fractions of crypto.
Which, did I lie to you?
No, you did not lie to me.
Okay.
You did not lie to me.
Did you make money?
No.
Good. Oh, wait.
Well, I haven't logged on to the. I don't know where. All I know, I was up like 100, and then I was like down to like 0, and so I don't know. I haven't logged on to the Coinbase thing to see where I'm at.
I mean, I think if you were at 0, you're probably still at 0.
You're probably right.
No, I don't, unless they've sent you a bill. You now owe us money.
Okay. Can that happen on there? If it becomes worthless?
You don't. Wouldn't that be amazing?
And Ross got me all excited. I'm buying Bitcoin. I'm buying Ethereum. I'm like, oh, look at they're like, and there's a lot of crypto out there. It's like penny stocks. You're like, oh, this one jumped 400% today. It's now worth 3 cents. This is going to grow. It happened. Ray says he's into some crypto and weed stocks.
Duh.
Exactly.
Duh. Spend what they say, buy the stocks where you spend your money, right? If you're standing in line at a place, buy a stock for that place. You know how many times Ray stood in line at a dispensary? The guy might own half of Colorado right now. We've always wondered what Ray does for a living. Maybe he's a day trader.
Maybe. When he showed up at Grandview that day, he looked good.
He did look good.
Yeah. I'm like,
but dude,
it would all. Rich? But he does take
Did you say stinky rich or sneaky rich?
Both. But he did take he takes the bus a lot. But I think he does that because it's safer to travel with weed on the bus than it is the airplane.
Oh, they don't pull over buses.
Yeah, they don't pull over
Man,
buses.
this dude's playing chess, man.
See?
And I think he's probably been doing a lot of day trading because God knows he ain't been working on his jump shot.
So true. So true.
What did Ray says, if I had a nickel for every dime I gave away.
It is Thursday. That means it's a Thirsty Thursday. Bruno's coming up next with us. I might just let Ross ask all the questions so I don't offend everybody at the.
How about you give her one of these? Where you have flip your camera around so I can show her what I think about her input. I'd love to chat with her.
It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
I'm loving these wooden nickels, Brian.
Yeah, I suppose everyone is catching on.
Just spend $20 to get a wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings on your next purchase.
Some of these are worth $5. That could be huge.
I know, right? That's why you have to spend $20.
It's 25.
Collect 10. It's like money back to you.
Spend 20, you get another wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings. It's huge.
Central City Liquors, home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the wooden nickel program.
It's huge.
Hi, I'm John Linares, sales manager here at Willis Lexus, and it is summertime, and it's time to roll down the windows and enjoy that nice weather. For the first time in a long time, we have TX available in stock, and we are taking $1,500 off in stock models. And speaking of cash off, we've got $2,000 of lease cash on all ES models, and if you're looking to finance, we have rates as low as 3.79 on popular models like RX, NX, IS, and ES. I invite you to stop in and take a new one for a drive, or visit us online at willislexus.com.
Missing a quality, home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the Champagne of Bars.
Looking for the perfect golf escape? Experience links-style golf right here in Ames at Coldwater Golf Links. With rolling fairways, large greens, and unique routing, it's golf the way it's meant to be played. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, you'll love our course's welcoming atmosphere and friendly staff. Grab your clubs, book a tee time, and make every round unforgettable. Coldwater Golf Links, where great golf leads to great memories. Visit coldwatergolf.com to book your round today.
Hi, I'm Sean McFarland, Service Manager at Mini of Des Moines. School is out and summer is here. Before you hit the road for your motoring adventures, visit us for your oil changes, get your AC checked out, or make sure your tires are roadworthy. Give us a call to schedule or visit us online at miniofdesmoines.com.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Just got a text from Coach Herson. Goes, hey, are you guys not taking phone calls? No, I'm on the road. And he said he tried to call a couple times last week, but if he called on Thursday, Friday, we didn't have phone lines then, too. So whenever I'm on the road, there's no phone. I need a much larger computer to make that happen. And I'm not bringing the whole studio with me. That would be difficult to do. It is a Thirsty Thursday. That means Bruno's with us. What are you laughing at?
So Bruno won't know, and a lot of people that are just tuning in won't know what happened in the last segment. Where in the middle of the segment, a lady approached Travis, and I thought she was just coming over like give him a waffle or something. And she came over just to tell him how rude he was being and that everybody could hear his radio show. And I just thought that the best thing that Travis could possibly do is Charlie's advice. Travis, you could at least describe what the lady looks like loud enough that she could hear it. It's the least you could do. I'm joking, obviously.
Think I'm a Gene Coco in Vacation. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah. Good call.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to Bruno.
What's up? Computer difficulties. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah, you look good. Well, I mean, you're a little bit fuzzy, but you're having difficulties this morning?
I got my shitty. I don't know why my camera's not working. So.
Oh man, that sucks. No, you sound good. Don't worry about it. Looks good. Sounds good. What's your shirt there?
Yeah,
what are you wearing? You look like you're wearing a soccer jersey.
Oops, wrong side. I am.
Is that
Wrexham AFC?
Oh, look at this guy buying the Wrexham gear. I like it. Who is the sponsor of it? Betty what?
Betty Buzz.
Betty Buzz.
I got it a couple years ago at Wrexham at the stadium.
Oh, I forgot that you went there. I see. In my mind, I'm like, oh, that's cool that you went on Amazon and bought a Wrexham jersey. No, you were actually.
I just watched the last episode where they went up for the third time.
Well, so Bruno, about that, like, what are so now they are they in the second league? They're one league from, they're in what's called the Champions League. Championship. Thank you. Which is one of these weird things for Americans to understand. The championship is not the top league. The Premier is the top league, and the championship is like the AAA.
But what's cool is that if you watch soccer EPL, then you know almost every team that's in that league because they've almost all been up or more or less.
What are the chances, real quick, that Wrexham will make that jump to the Premier League? Is that a possibility?
That's astronomical at this point, but they said that about the championship, so I doubt it. I doubt it right now, but because it costs so much money. Ryan Reynolds does pretty well. McElhaney is okay, but they don't have the kind of money it takes. They don't have that Jerry Jones money that you need to be in pros.
There are levels when it comes to that, right? There are levels when it comes to money.
Extraordinarily. They're almost out of their league right now, to be quite honest.
So let me ask you this, because I don't know much about this. Like Parma, where Krause owns his team, what is that in this realm, or is that completely like an Italian league? And
it's definitely in its realm. As far as like, talent, they've either been up or down, but talent, no way. I don't think Italian soccer is on par with English Premier League.
Spanish league, La Liga, is it between the two?
See, the thing is all of them have like about 4 teams that are really good, and then a bunch of teams that are kind of average.
Okay.
I don't know. So it's not as compelling. You got you got about 12 to 14 really, good teams in the EPL that are really always battling it out. Of course, there's the top ones that just crush them. But
this is how dumb I am, though, Trav. That was one of those aha moments for me when Bruno goes, yeah, Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney don't have the money to buy the players to compete in the Premier League. Because in my mind, well, they're super famous. It's billions.
You may get a player or two who go, I want to play for Ryan Reynolds because I get to meet Ryan Reynolds and play for somebody famous. But at the end of the day, it's like, how much are you going to pay me?
Yeah, and then some guy they don't know shows up and says, hey, we'll pay you a lot. We'll pay you enough money that you can buy Rex.
There's and they just partnered in with a billionaire from the New England area last year, and I mean they're doing all the things. I mean, you get a little bit of a peek under the hood of what it's like to own a professional sporting team. It doesn't matter if it's soccer, baseball, NFL, or anything. You get this kind of window in.
Who owns the Menace? Do the Krauses still own the Menace?
Yes.
Okay. And that's not cheap to run. I mean, it takes money to run even a small league like the Menace.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty threadbare, but yeah, it still costs money. I mean, you got to play the players is what it costs for that. You got to pay them.
That makes sense. And Bruno, honestly, it even took my brain a beat when you said they don't have the money. My brain took a beat of like, wait, you have to pay once you get promoted? No, dumbass. You have to have the players to get promoted.
Well, and even bigger though, you have to build a stadium that is on level.
So you can bring in the attendance.
If you watch any of that stuff where they go play FA Cup, it looks like. I mean, we have high school stadiums here in Des Moines that are far superior than some of these teams that play in over there. It seems anyway. At least maybe not size wise, but like facility wise, it looks a lot less like made out of wood and about ready to tip over. They've got some and Wrexham they want to build a stadium that's enormous that would almost fit the whole town, or there's 65,000 people there. They want to fit, I can't remember if it's 30 or 40,000 people stadium, which right now they don't have anywhere close to that.
You wonder if soccer fans like yourself, I mean, if you were to say to an average to below average to non-fan at all, give me a soccer team, and they say Wrexham. I mean, Wrexham's probably one of the more famous teams out there because of the of the TV series and because of Ryan Reynolds. Do you think people get upset with that?
If you watch the show, they do. If you watch any of the teams that play them, they're like walking past the camera going like that and calling them Disney, whatever. They make fun of them because, wouldn't you want to have the team that got all that money and all that attention?
But it's not about that. It's about marketing. And to me, two great things that have happened to soccer have been Wrexham and Ted Lasso. Seriously.
You're true. That's true, Travis. But, dude, we talk this is human nature.
This is the WNBA thing with Caitlyn Clark.
It's dirt track racing. It's amateur wrestling. If you're late to the party, the folks that have been there a long time are usually really reluctant to let you in the door. Meaning there's everybody does this. Dude, you do it with bands. Oh, you didn't like Nirvana when they were a garage band, then you're not a real Kurt Cobain, right? We do it. Everybody does this with everything. In soccer, like Bruno's talking about here, dude, this has been going on for centuries now, where if you were a Liverpool fan or a Chelsea fan or a Manchester fan, you've probably been that for generations in your family. And now all of a sudden these people show up and they're like, oh, the Netflix thing, the star power of it is brand new. Think of the Formula One thing. I think Formula One's going through that same thing. There's a lot of Formula One people that are like, wait, you weren't here when Michael Schumacher was racing? Sit down. No, I'm here because I just found out about this thing and it's really cool. But there is a like old guard thing that happens with everything that we do. And that's what I think is happening with the Wrexham. When people are like, oh, really, this is really cool that Wrexham is popular. But you've been a Liverpool fan or one of these other teams that nobody's ever heard of, fighting for obscurity.
Well, they were really 11th hour. They almost went out of business. They almost folded as a team. They almost lost their team entirely. So that's that's how it worked. You say that people talk about, and you can pick your team. Once you pick your team in England, in Britain, you pick your team. You can get a divorce, you can lose your business, you can do whatever, but you can't switch. You can't go, oh, I'm going to be this fan now. You're like they say, like Chelsea for life. Like you're a lifer. I remember you talk about the fans, like, oh, brand new fans, I guess you're an Arsenal fan, just became one because they won the league. And one of my partners said that to somebody, and he took his jersey and pulled down the jersey, and underneath that was the tattoo of it. You get these people get wild for it. It's fun. It makes for a good time. I will say a friend of the show, Dave Morgan, sent me a picture from St. Louis yesterday. USA played Guatemala, 1-2-1. Going to play Mexico on Sunday. Super exciting. But he showed me the stadium, packed, solid, full of people. Which, by the way, that stadium didn't exist 5 years ago. They didn't have a team. The St. Louis has MLS now too. And the place is packed. He goes, I had no idea. He goes, this is absolutely amazing. And now you add the USA part to the soccer, and it's just a whole nother vibe. He said it. He just was stunned. And yeah, the U.S. it's compelling. There's a U.S. player that could have played on the Mexico team. Scored 2 yesterday. He's amazing. And I don't know why. Luna is his name. Amazing goal scored in the 3rd minute and like the 25th minute, and amazing goals, like both really great.
But see, what you brought up there, Bruno, is it's kind of like hockey. And I agree with you. If you go to a soccer game, and I've been to soccer games where you're like, okay, I get into it. It doesn't translate well to television. You have to go experience before you get it in your blood, right? If you just watch it on TV, you'll be like, okay, I'm just watching people run up and down a field for a 1-0 game, a 2-1 game, and it doesn't do anything for you. When you feel the electricity, and you feel electricity with the NFL, but it translates to television. I think basketball translates well to television. Hockey's one of those sports, though, in playoff time it's different, but you don't appreciate the speed of these guys on ice until you see it in person. I have never been to an MLS game. I've never been to a Premier League game, but I went to a very high-level college soccer game where the team went to the Final Four, and the speed of those players is incredible.
It's amazing. Watching Roosevelt High School this past year is amazing. You watch 7,000 people watch the Menace win the championship a couple of years ago. It was an amazing place to be. And I've never been to Premier League game match myself. I can't wait till I go. I've been to some MLS. I've seen Premier League when they do this tour thing, where they play during the summers. But yeah, I'm just telling you, I'm obviously a fan, and I think to your point, Ross. I think there's a lot of, hey, you like soccer? Come on, it's sort of, I called it before, and I think it's the same. It's craft beer sports. It's like, you want to try craft? You're willing to try craft beer? Come on, let me show you some craft beer.
Yeah, and Bruno, I want to be clear. Like, not it's human nature to kind of do that gatekeeping thing. And I want to thank one of, I think it was Jay on the chat who gave me the phrase. That's what it's called, gatekeeping. Some of that stuff happens. There's no doubt about it. But within each one of those things, there's usually a happy helping hand that will say, hey, welcome. Come on in, man.
If you watch the series,
everything's guilty of that.
You watch the series, and they have the police in the town of Wrexham, and they say, oh, the fans from so and so are coming, and they shepherd them 2 separate ways. And they're like, if we wouldn't have been there, if the police wouldn't have been there to push them to go to different ways into the stadium, there would have been definitely a fight there. It's just, you just get worked up. I really like it. When I watched somebody, like when I saw people jumping into the stands when they scored a goal, like on the FA Cup, when they're a team that's way lower than the team they're playing, and they score a goal, the player jumps into their fans crowd, their stand, and just like they're swamped, and like it's sort of like celebrating when you scored a touchdown, you're down 28-7 now, but it's crazy. They get so excited because it's like, were you there when we scored against Liverpool in 2024? It's amazing.
We mentioned earlier that Travis had that lady approach him. Did you see? Did you hear me say that, Bruno?
Yeah.
And so Jay said, "Man, Travis looks nervous.
He does.
Looks like he's
not nervous. Just
he looks like he's going to take a hot waffle to the back of the head any second."
Dusty, you'd be nervous if a sponsor insisted on talking boring sports in your morning show.
Bruno and Dusty are buddies.
Settle down, Karen.
Hey, I spent an afternoon with the kids at Lucky Horse. Had a good meal at
Did you give Audrey a frozen old fashioned?
2 of them.
Really? She went to sleep easy.
Yeah.
You should try the new Jello shots we have there. I'm just kidding,
right.
we don't have
Exactly.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're not that kind of bar.
Are you open for the holiday? You got July 4th. A lot of people, want to know if you're open because a lot of people are closed on July 4th.
We are open for the holiday. Hours may vary. I will tell you one of the hot spots is going to be Fong's. We just installed the ability you can lock up 40 bicycles, more like 50, kind of like we did Bait Shop. We just installed brand new bicycles, racks over there. We got the grass. We have people calling ahead. Hey, can I get a spot for the Yankee Doodle Pops tonight? Well, it's tonight, but they've been calling all week to say, hey, pick a place on the grass. We got that to-go window. We got the service. You can get food and drinks, and you can sit out on the lawn, grab a table, and watch fireworks tonight. And we're ready to have a good time. But we will. Here's our you'll have to go to every place just to make sure. But our 4th of July, El Bait Shop, High Life are open as normal. The Royal Mile Kitchen is open at 11 till 2:30. Bar is open till 11 to 2 all day. The library is open from 2 p.m. to midnight. Fong's is open 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. on 4th of July. Tonight will be open all the way through the Yankee Doodle Pops and all the stuff at the Capitol.
Okay, I'm getting a little bit confused here because tonight the iCubs are doing fireworks and it's Yankee Doodle Pops.
I guess so. I guess maybe they're going to be pointing their fireworks at each other.
It'd be like the old school bottle rocket wars.
Yeah, it's a bottle rocket war of larger proportions. I'm going
to fact check, make sure that I didn't just misstate some stuff. But go ahead, Bruno. Sorry.
Oh, and I'll say Iowa Tap Room and Fong's are good spots to be at for the Yankee Doodle Pops. And at Fong's, though, you got a straight view of the Capitol. Truman's you do also. It's going to be a good time. My wife and I used to live at the state capitol, and we had people over for the Yankee Doodle Pops. It's quite amazing. Our house.
You lived were you in the legislative chambers? Is that where your beds were?
Where
exactly did you live in the state capitol?
A golf shot away.
I live on the. Yeah, I could have put out a window with a golf club at my house. Every window in our master bedroom on the second floor was like a picture of the state capitol. It was framed. We lived right to the west side of the capitol. Now it's Coa Cantina. The building has been moved, but we used to live there. And it was a pretty fun time. We had two years where we got to have a party over there. And when they do the 1812 overture and they pop those cannons off, it's quite amazing to be over there. It's loud as hell. It's fun.
I'm with you, Bruno. That's something that is an experience to have.
You don't have to do something every year, but man, you got to go to it one time. It's amazing.
There's a couple things you can do. Number, if you are a biker, they basically shut down most of downtown for Yankee Doodle Pops. You can bike up and down the streets of downtown fairly easily, and that's a cool experience because the fireworks are going off. You're riding bikes. Parking garages. The roofs of parking garages.
Oh, you just blew it.
They turn into like these fun little white trash parties, man.
Oh, we go to the Twin
like
Cities.
a football tailgate.
It's Travis, but with a little spice.
Kids. Well, yeah, but with kids too. With bottle rocket fights.
Yeah,
we've gone to the past fireworks in the Twin Cities, and we go up on the top of a parking ramp, and everyone loads in, and there's one set we're watching, but then you can see all over the city there's other ones going on. It's such a large city. There's, it's about 5 or 6 going on at the same time.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun to be up there, and you're up, above everything, and it's nice.
Okay, so speaking of seeing multiple shows tonight, yes, both the Yankee Doodle Pops, which starts at 8:30. So now here's the deal. iCubs first pitch is 7:08. They're going to have fireworks after the game. So probably looking at about a 9:30 fireworks show from the iCubs. So if you're sitting in the right spot, meaning I'm guessing down the first base line, looking to the north at Principal Park, maybe even closer to home plate, so you're looking towards the Capitol now that I'm saying it out loud, you're going to be able to see the Yankee Doodle Pop show while the game is going on. And
down
then
first base lines reminded me that single speed's down the first base line, and that would be a really great spot to get a patio seat there and watch. They said it's amazing to watch Friday fireworks there, although it's Thursday this week for the 4th. But yeah, to watch fireworks at the patio at single speed. Single speed's the best patio in Des Moines, Iowa, and I have some pretty good ones. And there's a lot of them that are very much just as good, but this one is amazing where it sits and being able to watch the fireworks and all that stuff right there. Great food and beer right on the river.
Captain Roy's. Wouldn't that? I mean, that right on the river.
I think so. It's a little bit further away. You're up the river, but you'd be able to see it. I think you'll be able to see it though, and that'd be better answered by the guys there what they've seen. I've never been to Captain's for the 4th, so. But yeah.
Okay.
All sorts of things. Here's a story, and it's completely non sequitur, but I want to tell it because it's a thing that we kind of run into, and this is sort of why we do third party delivery, and we've talked about how we'd love to have people come and come to our place, pick your food up, take it home. Probably
hold on. When you say third party delivery, you're talking like DoorDash and Uber Eats and stuff like
things
that, right?
like that. Yeah, but we'd like it if you ate it at our place, of course. But if you want to come and pick it up, then you don't have to pay that third party fee. But if you have to, and we do offer get third party, do it. We offer that. We have catering. We have check in. We can get you a lot of food in a lot of different ways. But the reason that DoorDash, here's a reason why DoorDash is a little bit tough for us sometimes. You hand it over and hope that they deliver the food the way you wanted it to be delivered to your customer. And sometimes things go south, and here's one of the possible reasons why it's not always the best for DoorDash. Chicago O'Hare on May 17th, lost DoorDash driver made it past security gate onto the tarmac, driving significant distance before being stopped at the airport personnel. A 36-year-old driver stopped near the grounded aircraft and showed up with a food receipt and a meal, and he was trying to deliver. He was released without citation. However, the security employees at the gate was relieved of her duties after letting the car pass through her post.
Holy cow! Am I safe to assume that's either somebody that's very unfamiliar with the customs of our culture? Fair? I don't want to offend anybody by saying I don't think this was an American. Right? Or
no.
significant mental deficiencies.
36-year-old. All I'm going to tell you right now is
what's their name?
You ask the people, doesn't give a name. You ask people on the street how many states there are, or
Bruno, they drove onto a tarmac.
Well, they just thought, how you get there is. I'm telling you. Have you've seen the stories of people just drove? They're like, well, I guess I got to go into this lake because the Google tells me that's the way to go.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
Like, I would say that this is this could be just a indictment of the school system in America.
No freaking way. Like David just wrote, I've worked at the airport before. There's no way in hell that should have happened.
Yeah, a gate should have been shut, right?
It sounds like the gates Didn't she get through them somehow?
Well, I think it sounds like a security guard said, "Oh yeah, just go through here or whatever." He's like, I don't know. I think there's something about it. If you act like you're supposed to be there, you can kind of get stuff done. So, like, I think I just like, hey, I'm DoorDash. I'm DoorDash. It's like, sir, how did you get into the Pentagon? Well, the private out front.
DoorDash.
So
I'm DoorDash. Got to get to gate 37. My map says gate 37 is over there. I'm going to it.
It's wild. I don't.
Okay.
It's just that story. I wanted to tell it 3 weeks ago. I thought it's a great story.
No, it's a great story. It's a great story.
Here's some other things out there. If you're looking, speaking of picking up food to go, Truman's Chicago Dog. Speaking of Chicago and picking up food, Chicago Dog Pizza and Handball Pizza. So you can get the Chicago Dog handcrafted tossed yellow mustard, spicy mustard, honey, hot dog slices, tomatoes, pickles, spears, mozzarella, cheddar, baked, and then sweet relish and celery salt and black poppy seeds, sport peppers, cilantro, parmesan, sweet relish. I think everything that's in the kitchen goes on this.
Okay, yeah, that's what it sounds like. Yeah,
and the handball. I'm just going to shorten the handball.
Thank you.
It's got cinnamon graham cracker crumbles and handballs, jalapenos. Check it out. That's out there. Yeah, we're pretty amazing what they think on for pizza, but check it out. Fong's Pizza's got the California roll pizza. Cowabunga.
Bruno, when you talk to me next Thursday, I'll be up on the island and I'll have an Old Tavern in hand.
Yeah, let me know if you can't get Old Tavern. I'll get you some.
I got it. I got three 12 packs.
Oh, now you offer. Now you offer after you already bought it.
See what he did?
Hey,
See what he did?
John Martin's a poor, honest beer salesman just trying to make a living. I don't want to take money out of his seven kids' mouths.
All right, Bruno. Happy 4th of July, buddy.
Happy 4th, y'all. Take care.
See you, buddy.
Well, it's clear. I think I've cleared everybody out of the breakfast nook at the Best Western Plus in
rude
in
son of a
Bentonville.
bitch. Like,
her husband just went and complained. He just went up to the thing to complain, probably trying to get a free night. Prick. Imogene Coco didn't, she let her husband do all the work. Anyway, we'll be back live tomorrow. Yeah, good luck. My wife's sitting with me now. I'm not offending her by speaking, it is what it is. I'll be at a kitchen table in Water Valley, Mississippi tomorrow. So thanks for listening. Also, go buy the merch. You get Rush Radio merch at therushradio.com. Just click on the merch tab, and we'll have a little announcement maybe next week when it comes to the merch and kind of what we're doing with that and a little thing Ross and I want to do. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
This is Body Armor. Real hydration with electrolytes, no artificial dyes, and coconut water. Choose better. Body Armor.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know. El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
Are you thinking about buying a home this year? Start by getting pre-approved with Gary Presnall at Northwest Bank in Des Moines to see how much you can qualify for and what loan programs meet your needs. Gary can get you pre-approved in 30 minutes or less with a pre-approval letter to you. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA loans along with FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Summer's here, and that can mean extra miles on your car. The road trip, summer activities, and more. Your Volvo will endure extra strain. Stop in now and get a vehicle inspection to make sure your Volvo is in the best shape possible. We'll even throw in $25 off an oil change. Give us a call or head online to willisvolvocars.com to get scheduled today.
Bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bakery, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking them. Find us at the downtown Des Moines Farmers Market every Saturday.
Back to The Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's The Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.